Alright guys, RoKage here and welcome back to the brand new video. On today's video, DC Worlds Collide will be the topic. For the people who don't know, this is the brand new mobile gacha game, DC game, that is dropping 7th of July. I will show you now the release date trailer, and there you're gonna see further more confirmations. Then we're gonna check out how the pre-registration is going, and as well we're gonna check out the latest Brother Eye Calibration Character Rebalancing Preview. This will be super important to read so we can know what are the best characters to start with. Okay, so let we start. First, let's check out this trailer together. It's really short. Okay, this is the trailer. This is actually I like this screenshot right here, so I'll use it in thumbnail. But pretty much this is it. This is an official confirmation that 7th of July of 2025 DC Worlds Collide is releasing globally, guys. Currently now it has almost 8 million pre-registrations, and there's super close to reach 10 million, which we are getting launch exclusive frame. So we're gonna definitely get 100k coins, 1 elite attack set chest, 300 diamonds, and 1 copy of Harley Quinn, plus 1 time launch exclusive frame. I don't see a free multi here or something like that, but hopefully we're gonna get more when we enter the game, etc. Anyways, it is really important that I talk about this Brother Eye Calibration and the Character Rebalancing Preview. It was published 26th of June, so 3 days ago. I'm Brother Eye, Surveillance Imperfection, Balance is Necessary. Character parameters have been recalibrated, adapt, or be outmatched. Today we're introducing a new update centered around character rebalancing called Brother Eye Calibration. For this preview into July 1st update, we want to unpack how we are changing the game, the characters, and discuss these changes in more detail. DC Worlds Collide is a game that balances individual strength with a team's overall power. Strong characters with clearly defined roles become even stronger in groups. The game has some of the most iconic DC characters of all time, and the roster is only going to grow. Our goal with Brother Eye recalibration is difficult to achieve, but simple to understand. We want every character to be exciting when you pull them, to have a team for them to work well with, and to have mods that they perform well in. It will take some time for us to achieve, and not every character currently available is meeting this goal. But with each update, we intend to excite players with a mixture of buffs to weaker characters, occasional nerfs to overperformance. I hate nerfs, and some delightful surprise changes to make character more interesting. As the roster for DC Worlds Collide continues to expand, we intend to offer up large Brother Eye balance updates of this type going forward. We also intend to focus individual characters, reinforcements, artifacts, game modes, and so on as needed. For today's recalibration, we are making a core mechanic change to crit and block, reworking and rewarding a backwards speaking magic user, and giving lots of buffs to characters who were not performing that well. So mainly we are having the buffs. I'll definitely take this. General changes, critical hit changes. Previously, when character would land a critical hit, it would override any block chance from happening. This meant that crit focused team would often dominate a block focused team. Our intention was for block focused team to do well against crit focused teams, and so we made the following change. Critical hits can now be blocked. Okay. Character allies and enemies. We added more missing allies and enemies to many characters. Each affinity member is always chosen because they have some lore connection to the character. Do you know why each ally and enemy were chosen? So we have characters with new allies and enemies. Sinestro, Deathstroke, Green Lantern, Supergirl, Superboy, Grodd, Ocean Master, Green Lantern Jessica, Green Lantern Joan, Dr. Phosphorus, Black Canary, Black Manta, Scarecrow, Captain Cold, Phantom Stranger, and The Question. Character changes. So Blue Beetle was always intended to help counter critical hit teams. The game-wide change to allow critical attacks to be blocked will majorly help, but we really wanted to secure his place as the anti-crit hero. To the end, we are changing his legendary passive tactical sharpness to apply not only to himself but all back row allies. Legendary passive: during battle, every 1% of block Blue Beetle has grants 0.5% critical damage reduction to all back row allies and himself up to 30%. I mean, this is a big deal. I didn't test all of these characters. I honestly didn't even play this game for such a long time, just because I'm covering so many games. I will cover it, I will play it the most when it will be launched. But this definitely helps out to your other teammates, so they also get something from Blue Beetle. Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is one of the most broken characters that I see people talking about constantly. And Wonder Woman. Lex Luthor and Wonder Woman, as I know for now, are the best. Lex Luthor is go-to shield character who holds the shield team synergy. His ultimate puts an nearly wall of defense for your whole team. He is also great legendary to chase after, as there is a guaranteed way to craft him. That is a good thing about him, because you can get him for free. That is a big deal, and he's busted. However, his win rates were sky high even against intended counters like Bleed. We tested a few changes, like simply lowering the shield amount or making his ultimate cost more ultimate points. But this didn't give a satisfying result. At the end of the day, we still want Lex to be strong. Yes, please. Our goal was simple: keep Lex strong, make him less of no-brainer addition to any team, make him even stronger in certain comps, like pairing with Jessica Cruz. The below changes will make it cheaper to use his ultimate right off the bat, even increase his shield amount of higher ranks. However, he now has a longer cooldown, and each activation of his ultimate increases the cost of future activation by 1. With these changes, it's important to plan out Lex Luthor ultimate, as you can maximize his effectiveness in the battle. So definitely they nerfed Lex Luthor. I mean, what I heard, he was truly overpowered, so balancing before the global launch, I'm all into that. I hate the nerfs when they happen while we have the global launch. So for example, I worked on Lex Luthor. He's working so well for me. He helped me progress through the game, and they are like during the global launch, they're like, yo, we want to nerf him furthermore. That part I don't like, but this type of balancing is fine. Ultimate defensive shield, cost 2, cooldown 3. Activate the defensive force field that grants all ally shield it can absorb equal to 16% of max HP for 2 rounds. Increase the cost of future uses by 1 ultimate point. L2 shield damage absorption increased to 19, up from 18. L3 shield damage absorption is increased to 22. So he got some buffs right here. But also this is a nerf right here, so increase the cost of future uses by 1 point. Note, Lex Luthor trials have been updated to no longer reference older functionality. To make the encounter easier to complete, we lowered the stats of the opposing team. Nice. Kid Flash ultimate is the single target healing ultimate in DC Worlds Collide. His advanced ability, Quick Healing, was stealing a little bit of that spotlight, so I tune it down just a little bit. Advanced Quick Healing heals the ally with the lowest proportion of HP, with HP equal to 120, down from 195% of attack. Okay, so he'll be healing less. Supergirl has a cool effect at higher ranks, where her ultimate will become cheaper when an enemy is frozen. We think that functionality should appear a little earlier to help her synergy with allies who can freeze. So ultimate L1 deals physical damage equal to 250% of attack to one enemy. Also hits all frozen enemies, and does an additional 100% damage to frozen enemies. When an enemy is frozen, the cost of the ultimate is reduced by 1. No change, everything else is the same. We are aware the Supergirl power increases based on having more characters with Frostbite skills, and we'll be adding more characters to the roster in the future. Vixen. The core design around Vixen was simple. She's a tank with higher than average attack. She's powerful when all allies are alive, and even more so when enemies have bleed on them. However, she wasn't quite living up to her potential, so we changed her passive ability to no longer give you small bonuses for each standing ally, and instead give one massive bonus for having a full team. Her amulet is also much more powerful at the start and more greatly rewards having a full standing team. So passive. Vixen has 40% increased attack, up from 5. Wow, that's huge buff here. And 20% increased block from 3 when all allies are standing. So Vixen will scale out of all allies. L2, Vixen has 50% increased crit resistance when all allies are standing, and Vixen maintains pack hunter bonuses as long as 3 allies are standing. Now pretty much you will be in a problem when your allies start dying here for sure. Amble, down to Totem. Vixen gains 10% attack up to 5, 15% defense new per enemy with bleed. The first time an enemy is defeated, Vixen gains a new turn. That's also nice. And this part is the same. At the start of the turn, heal Vixen for 25% of her attack if all allies are standing. Okay, we have plenty of more characters that got rebalancing, so we're gonna go through all of them, of course. Star, Sapphire, Carol. Remember that cool conditional ultimate cost ability that Supergirl has? Well, we thought Star Sapphire would use it as well. Now, when her collected healing amount is 100% or higher, her ultimate will be 1 point cheaper. Also, to help her get to the 100%, we made her basic attack no longer consume the collected healed amount. And then we have here ultimate Immortal Love. Deals superpower damage equal to 360% of attack power to an enemy target, and additionally consumes 40% of the collected healed amount to convert into additional attack power for the current skill. When collected healed amount is 100% or higher, decrease the cost of the ultimate by 1. Nice addition, nice buff, little buff. Little buff. It will help you get that ultimate faster. Increase the damage, and collected healed amount to be consumed increased to 50. Then we have basic Violet Blast. Attacks an enemy dealing superpower damage. Now it's 140, before it was 120, and this part is 150 damage increase now. L3, new damage increases to 160, up from 140 if you have more than 50% collected healed amount. Let's see Zatanna now. We believe Zatanna is too narrow in her design. She's really good at heavily buffing 1 or 2 allies with crit rate, frantic, and granting them lifesteal, but doesn't do much else for the team. Additionally, she's one of the few characters who can dispel buffs from enemies with her ultimate. Our aim with these changes is threefold. Spread out her support to whole team instead of laser focusing on 2 allies. Lean her into even more of a dispeller role. Give her some self-sustain. Her lifesteal previously applied more to individuals who had stacks of frantic. Now she will apply even amount of lifesteal to the entire team based on how many stacks of frantic are on all allies. In addition, she now applies more frantic to the whole team and the loss of no longer applying strong attack. Nice, so Zatanna is getting a nice buff here. Basic new deals superpower damage equal to 120% of attack and dispel 1 stack of single buff type from an enemy. Also another dispel 2 stacks of single buff type from the target, and as well increasing the damage. Now we have advancement, grants all allies 1 stack of frantic, change from strong attack for 2 turns. Also grants 2 bonus stack of frantic to the ally with the highest attack for 2 turns. This is a big deal. You're gonna do bigger damages. All allies gain 2 stacks of frantic, change from strong attack for 2 turns. And L3 new, the ally with the highest attack now gains 3 bonus stacks of frantic. Passive, again, they added a lot of things for Zatanna. Whenever an enemy buff is dispelled, Zatanna heals 3% of max HP per type dispelled. When Zatanna is present, she grants all allies 2% lifesteal for each stack of frantic on the team. And also, dispelling buffs now heal Zatanna for 5% of her max HP per type dispelled. Since we updated Zatanna's skills, we decided to have her use magic the way Zatanna is known for. That's nice. Let me see now Two-Face. Two-Face is great for defeating all men, but we want to make him stronger support option outside of Evil Falls. This change adds an offensive benefit while in front row and defensive benefit in the back row. Passive Two-Faces. At the start of the battle, if in the front row, his good side will be revealed. If in the back row, his evil side will be revealed instead. Super interesting mechanic. New. When his good side is revealed, front row allies apply 1 additional stack of bleed whenever they add bleed. When his bad side is revealed, back row allies gain 15% of lifesteal. L2, no change. When his good side is revealed, grants front row allies 18% damage reduction. When his evil side is revealed, increases the damage amplification of back row allies by 14%, and then he's applying everything the same, like damage reduction and damage amplification. Constantine is a key hero to sacrifice team. Sacrifice should be a mechanic where you lose out on HP so that you can gain some other benefit. However, it felt that he was healing you too much and the sacrifice part of his ability was rarely felt. To address this, we lowered the recuperate gained in level 1 of his basic kill to 1 stack for 2 turns, down from 2 stacks. Okay, Arcane 8, at the start of ally's turn, they lose 50% of their current HP and gain 1 stack of strong attack and 1 stack of recuperate, down from 2 stacks. Okay, if the ally HP is lower 60, additionally gain 1 stack of strong attack for 1 turn. If ally HP is lower than 40, shelter for 1 turn. Then we have Weasel. Weasel bites his allies just a little too hard and he feels really bad about it. So now Nimble's much softer. And when his team Sin Energy is at level 2, he also applies Recuperate to his ally Nibble victims. Big thanks to our Discord community for highlighting this concern. We took your feedback and advisement when building out these changes. Based on the community feedback, advance just a nibble. Weasel gloms onto his front row ally with the highest percentage of HP remaining and takes a little bite, dealing 5% of his attack in physical damage down from 100, and healing Weasel for 20% of his max HP. The attack cannot crit or defeat allies. If no front row allies remain, Weasel instead targets the enemy with the lowest percentage of HP, dealing 100% of attack instead. Weasel now receives 1 stack of Firm Stand after taking a bite. If just a Nibble restores Weasel to max HP, he gains 2 stack of Hard Hit. Team Sin Energy. At the start of the battle, the front row ally with the highest max HP becomes Weasel's body. Weasel can only deal 1 HP of the damage to his body and will always target them with just a Nibble. Anytime his body is damaged, Weasel gains 1 stack of Hard Hit. Just a Nibble applies 2 stacks of Recuperate for 3 turns to the Nibble ally. No change when Weasel nibbles his body. He eats a lot of the debuffs and heals 1% of his max HP for each debuff eaten. Okay, and then we have Dr. Phosphorus. Dr. Phosphorus needs to simmer down a little. Doc will now hurt his allies much less. Based on community feedback, Ultimate Go Nuclear. So deals 100% of attack as superpower damage to all enemies. Also damaged all allies for 5% of attack as superpower damage down from 100%. Cannot defeat allies. Okay, this is a big deal. This is a big buff overall, in my opinion, because before he was really doing a big damage to allies. So no change. Enemies take an additional 10% damage for each stack of burn on Dr. Phosphorus, and the amount of additional damage increased to 15%. So this is all the rebalancing that happened in the game. They buffed They buffed many characters and they nerfed some for a good reason, because they were just OP, so the balancing was needed. Okay, I just hope when we get the global launch, they focus more on buffs than nerfs. That's all what I'm saying. We value your feedback. Today's recalibration update is built from many different types of information. We use a combination of community feedback, raw data of use rates and win rates, and our own design intuition to inform who and what we are changing in these updates. We wanted to give a brief shout out to our community for their ongoing discussion around characters and for participating in our regular feedback session. Our team comes over our official Discord and engages whenever we hear out your opinions on all manner of topics. Today is no different. We would like to hear what you think of these changes and have set up a dedicated topic for the further discussion here. Join the discussion. Okay, so guys, pretty much now you know the release date, the global launch is happening, and as well we checked out rebalancing, what they've done. So hopefully you did enjoy this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and yeah, see you next one. Bye.